All right. Cool. So it's in my bio. My YouTube is Make It Make Sense. So all right. So I should be live streaming on YouTube and on TikTok at the same time. So those of you here who hear me on YouTube, let me know how how it sounds. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. Would I live in Europe? Absolutely. Yeah, love Europe. Love a lot of different places. I hope you don't mind while we do that. I am also going to do some other stuff I need to do. Does anyone else have like a USB port hub that has like 400 different connections to it? Because I sure do. I sure do. It's a little behind. Five by five on TikTok. I don't know what that means. Well, cool. Y'all want to talk about the mic? Sounds good. Nice. Awesome. Not too loud? I don't know why. I looked at the mic. I was like, not too loud? Stupid. Yeah, I saw you the first time, but go away. Water Island? What's Water Island? What's the orange heart on my bio? That's for the indigenous people. Trying to be all inclusive. If there's something else that people think I should add, let me know. Oh, check it out. This is one of the prints I made with one of my 3D printers. Just painted. It's got, I don't know how they are with drinking on here, but it's got a little insert. Put the insert in. You put your drink in. Is that nice and crispy sounding too? Isn't that pretty cool? I thought that was neat too. As I completely miss my mouth. Mic sounds good. Awesome. I made it. Yeah. Isn't that cool? It even has a little lid. You thread the lid right on there. What adult diaper brand do you wear? You wear Huggies. I don't wear a diaper. It might be a better question for Trump. I have a couple of them. I have two Ender 3 V2s that are very heavily modified. I have an Ender 5 Plus. I have a Photon SE that is a resin printer, and then I have one broken old school printer, and then last I checked, it was a fully functioning printer from 2013 that I built. But it's wood framed and huge fire hazard. Little padding in the room. Cool. Yeah, it's not padded. Good. Good. I am in a good mood. Oh. When you're full of shit, it just never stops. What does that mean? Thank you. Thank you for the gift, too. Ooh, I bet it comes with bonus gifts. Does anyone else put all their stickers they get from all sorts of random places on like a sacred object? Ta-da! Boom! This is kind of cool. Simple, basic. I like it. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Trump is. Yeah, absolutely. Thoughts on the Omicron variant? Oof, I got a lot of thoughts on it. I have a really bad feeling about it. Just something doesn't sit right with me. It almost feels like it's being downplayed. Just like the shortages. We still don't hear about the shortages. Just like the climate change, we don't hear about that. All these big news things are being kind of quieted because we see tiny little things get amplified. And when big things like this hit, it ends up kind of being almost downplayed, it feels like. I went to go get my booster today. So everyone in the house now has their 3 boosters. I'm sorry, 3 shots. So we are all set on that aspect. But I don't know. It started hitting November 4th, and now I think it was first reported to the CDC November 24th, and yeah. Keep tapping the screen. Oh, does that help? I mean, we could just get some here. We can, if we want some traffic in here, we can get some traffic. Watch here. Oh, I can't see behind my. 1 second. Y'all are in a bad spot. I need to move y'all. I had to move you. Yeah, that's my thought too. I had something removed. I'm going to have to submit an appeal on this. So I'll deal with that later. All right, so it's going to really suck if YouTube takes me down from this information because it just tagged me for it. So I'm going to have to submit an appeal. Maybe I haven't done... maybe I'm not big enough here on YouTube for it. I'm starting to get to the point where I am, being censored by TikTok pretty heavily. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. That's not a speaker. Where am I? Which ones are my speakers? Hold on. I'm losing my mind. Hang on.
Gang members and to
There we go.
heart, lung, and liver transplants, and his daughter Laura at a reception.
Yeah, YouTube censoring. So I'm going to take y'all off this. Watch.
Companies are really big beneficiaries. Patriotic citizens who want their families protected made a pivotal, really, and I mean this was pivotal, to fully reauthorize the 9/11 victims, the National Humanitarian Medal. Ever foistered women's basketball national champions, House and Senate lawmakers advising lawmakers. Secretary of State Mike Bolton, John Bolton is here. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Oman, UAE, Chile, but China's their supply chain is breaking up. We must seek real bipartisan solutions. As bad as it is, it meant something. The members of our
It's my favorite part coming up.
and you understand that very well. The members of our armed forces to immediately waive all applicable
Gobbles.
Americans of all walks of life rose up, and we used to have Radio Free, like I think Radio, in the invasion of Normandy, and the liberation of Europe. I want to also thank the Minneapolis police, as Jack has said about the Battle of the Bulge. You know, we just saw another sock rocket. You saw that, right?
Slock rocket.
Sock rocket on January.
Bingo. That's the Slock rocket, y'all. The Slock rocket. Whew. I don't know how anyone can say that that is the that is their guy. Is what's he getting done? Stormy Daniels? What's he getting done? Stealing from military veterans from his own charity? What's he getting done? Stealing from college kids from his own charity and his own university? What's he done? Stolen from children's cancer charities that he started? When Biden does that, then you can talk with the grown-ups. If that's your guy, someone's got hooks in your brain. Yeah, he refused he even sued the universities he went to. Universities he paid for to not release anything. He also sued to stop people from releasing the most recent intel about his presidency. What was that thing? He was hired for nothing but the best? That's just... Sorry, YouTube. Hold on. I'm sorry you had to stare at Trump's face so long. Sorry, y'all. Yeah. Trump, Ed, and Biden are both garbage. Absolutely. Absolutely. The fact that anyone idolizes either is beyond me. How can you idolize Trump? Seriously, that's not a hypothetical question. That's a literal question. How can you idolize Trump? Why do you idolize a person like Trump? The floor is yours. It just doesn't make any sense. TikTok is a safe place for liberal lunatics. I'm not liberal. You don't idolize him. Cool. Me either. Do you idolize Biden? Do you idolize Biden? Well, okay. Well, while you take time and respond, no, I do not. I do not idolize either. I don't think that either of them are fit to be our president. I think that you and I can come to a common ground. Common ground is we want what's best for our country, our future, and our children. Right? I don't idolize any president. What's my political stance? I'll let you figure it out. Because I don't really fit in any box. No, he was doing things to America. Not for America. He stole from veteran charities that he built. He stood on the graves of our veterans and called them suckers and losers. He was befriending dictators. Oh, it can absolutely get worse. He didn't take a salary. That doesn't mean anything. He didn't take a salary because he donated it to his own fucking charity and then he took tax breaks on it. Hillary would have been a better president than Donald Trump, but he shouldn't have ever... Why would he steal from you? I don't know, but he fucking does. And he did, and he is. Why won't you see that, is my question to you. Why won't you see that Donald Trump is stealing from you? It's not lies. It's not lies. It's from court documents, y'all. Court documents. You know he charged to have our Secret Service at his residence? He charged American taxpayers. Because he isn't. Try to use coherent thoughts and full, complete sentences. If you want to communicate with an adult like an adult, then you need to follow adults' rules. Putin absolutely controlled Trump. They were all doctored videos. Yeah. And yet you don't believe that the depiction of Jesus that you see on your home house wall isn't doctored. Do you still think that Jesus Christ is white? Y'all keep photoshopping Michelangelo's gay lover hugging and kissing on Trump. Yikes. You think the healthcare system is doing better? Fuck no. What can we do better? Never said that, pal. I ain't your pal. If you're against America and the legitimate election that happened, then you're a fucking traitor. And you're against us, Americans. Still waiting on him to release his tax returns. Damn right. Yeah. Yeah, got some smooth brain happening. That's okay. They're boosting my likes. I'm using them just like Russia does. Yeah, here in the U.S. too. Is it Infrastructure Week still? I don't know. You're someone who's not worth talking to, and yet you took time to come and chat with me. Thanks. I appreciate it. Hey, I got something that'll trigger you. Hang on. Don't go too far. Ooh, I like this. Ready? Ready? We, the people. Any questions? Any questions? It's okay if you read Snowflake out here. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. I am with the people. Thank you for the fire. Look at that. I'm with the people. If you're we and you're people, you're with us. That's it. It's simple as that. If you're right, you're left, you're up, you're down, you're in, you're out, you're white, you're black, anything. Doesn't matter. If you're people, then you're part of this. If you're toxic, then you're up against an army of people just like me and everyone in my comments. You have a similar one? I want to find one that's made here in the U.S. I could only find some that were made in China. So if anyone goes looking for these and you find one that's made in the U.S., I would absolutely buy another one that was made in the U.S. But sadly, we can't afford anything made here in the U.S., so we have to rely on slave labor. Toxic is subjective. Abso-fucking-lutely. I love that response. But you're also one of the people to call out people. So if you find it toxic, then you call it out. Including me. If I'm being toxic, I'm an 80s baby. Right? I'm an 80s baby. I was raised on that. That's it. So if I'm toxic, it's probably not intentional unless I'm shitting on red flakes. And I shit on red flakes like this. I do this. And then I also play Trump clips as well of his fun stuff. Where did the toxic racist red flake guy go? Did he leave? Guy, gal, go? Yeah, we all make mistakes, and that's a big thing about this. Is that even if you make mistakes, it's okay to back up, correct yourself, and right the ship. Fix yourself out. Nikki Haley 2024. I don't know who that is. Yeah, red flakes are really fun to trigger. I triggered him so much he left, or her. I assume it's a man. Too cold, a little too dark. I'm also trying something. I'm streaming on YouTube as well. So I can't really do both. What's a red flake? You find conservatives to be really nice people. They can be. They can be. Red flakes are snowflakes that have a hue of red. You got a take that's correct, but my whole audience will hate right and left. Let's hear it. I love it. Yeah, he never apologizes for anything. Yeah, red flakes. Red grapes are making blue waves. Yikes. Okay. I'll listen to you for a minute. Now listen, if you're toxic, we're going to disconnect, okay? Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I think we've actually talked before. If not, I wanted to.
Oh, cool. Glad to have you.
Yeah. Anyway, my name is Steve, and I am politically, my label is I'm a bleeding heart libertarian.
Cool, yeah. I'm kind of there, too.
So here's one that you may or may not agree with already, but your audience is going to hate.
Sure.
So my proposal is that the corporate income tax should be 0, and we should offset it by increasing the progressive tax brackets for the personal income tax.
Okay.
So we should so there should be no corporate income tax whatsoever, but I'm not saying don't tax the wealthy. I'm just saying we should tax wealthy people, not corporations.
Well, if we do that, then we need to get the corporations to stop abusing the SNAP program.
Well, I mean, that's a different issue completely, because that'll happen regardless of tax policy.
Well, only if they
the corporate income tax part. Go for it.
Well, that only affects them if their business model doesn't handle having employees on a livable wage, then the business model is not viable and they deserve to get bankrupt. And then on the other one is if they can't not pay the minimum wage, then it's basically a non-functional business. And we've seen.
Well, I'm not talking about minimum wages though. That's a whole different issue. That's completely. That'll be the same no matter what, right? I'm not talking about min wages. I'm talking about corporate tax rates.
Okay.
That's different.
Okay.
Right? Like from an economics perspective, like we can debate the min wage if you want to, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when the corporate. Basically, my argument is that rich people should pay taxes on their personal income,
okay,
but corporations should not. Basically.
Why?
Does that make sense? Well, I'll explain why. So, one of the really good arguments, basically the main reason comes from the fact that 70 to 75% of economists agree with me on this issue. And the primary reason is that they've done a lot of studies, and corporate income tax, the real reason behind it is this idea that we should make sure that rich people pay their fair share. We want to make sure Bezos pays his fair share.
Okay.
But the thing is that what actually ends up happening is, if you want to make Bezos pay his fair share, you could just tax Bezos. So you could increase the taxes on the individual tax return and decrease the taxes on the corporations. Because normally what happens with corporate income taxes is that money, they've done lots of studies on it, it either hits consumers or labor. And economists are torn about which one it hits, but it always hits one of those two. It actually hits the shareholders about maybe 8% of the time. So like most of the tax itself just gets passed through directly to either labor or customers directly. So what you really want to do if you want to fix this problem is you want to make it so that corporations, the corporate entity, doesn't pay taxes, but we still want to make sure that rich people pay their fair share. So we're going to replace the 30 to 20%, in corporate income tax rate, and we're going to replace that with a much higher personal income tax rate for wealthy people when they withdraw. We actually have in the U.S. a significantly higher tax rate on corporations, even compared to Europe. Like, we're one of the highest in the first world. And so one of the things another way that this actually affects things is, well, the way that I'm not a socialist myself, but the way that I actually usually sell this to socialists is this. The way the corporate income tax works actually fights socialism. And the reason why it fights socialism is because under socialism, what you really want to have is you want to have collective ownership of the means of production. You want to do co-ops, like group-owned worker co-ops, where everybody gets together and they own the means of production together in a co-op, and then they get paid out of instead of an owner, an employee, they get paid they're all owners, right? Okay. And so that's what you would ideally want. But what happens when you have a really high corporate income tax, really good example, that it makes $1 million worth of income and it's owned by 20 employees in a co-op, right?
Okay.
Well, that $1 million worth of income gets hit at the corporate tax rate of 30%. And then each of the workers who only makes, $50K a year, because $1 million divided by 20 gross, after they get the 30% taken out, then because they're owners, they get capital gains taken out. But capital gains taxes are also 20%. So they're really getting a total tax rate of 37 to 38%, because the corporate tax rate is hitting the corporation first, and then it hits them. And so what you would really want to do in that situation is, and that's actually why we have so much capital and so few co-ops, because the only people who can really afford that huge corporate tax rate to hit them safely is individual owners. The more owners you have, the more distributed the income is across the corporation, the more regressive the corporate tax rate is to each of those owners. And that's even assuming that it hit shareholders and not customers and labor, when we already know for a fact from the research that it does. So really what you'd want to do if you want to make it equal is you want to still charge, Bezos and the single owner millionaire, the same amount, but we want to charge it on them at an income level when they do the withdrawals, when they do the expenditures, and we want the corporate tax rate to be zero. So people shouldn't be taxed basically based on their income until it actually hits the final income bracket comparable to what they would actually make. And then that actually protects consumers. It protects labor. It has fewer loopholes for the rich to use to hide corporate assets offshore and do weird stuff with stock sales. It would make it even harder to do what Elon Musk does, where he loans out his stock value and then uses that to pay off his personal income. And it would still hit rich people, which is the goal, and it would take off a big burden that prevents co-ops and shared, more decentralized ownership from happening. So basically that's my single line item proposal that I think is a really good idea, and lots of economists agree with me, that basically we just zero out the corporate income tax rate and we replace it with the progressive income tax rates on persons that we are really looking for, that we're trying to do by hitting the corporate tax rate. And conservatives hate that, because they're well, isn't that just going to mean that all these foreign corporations get a ton of value and benefit from doing import-exports? And the answer is no, because you would also have the taxes hit those exports too. And then left-wingers hate it because, holy shit, zero taxes on corporations. What a terrible idea. That's horrible. Oh my God. You're just giving all the money away to all the rich people. But like I said, that's not what we're proposing. We're still going to tax the rich people. We're just going to tax them on their personal income. So in terms of the total amount of money that the U.S. government is making, we're actually going to keep that the same. But it's going to be just better for everybody, less regressive, less punishing to labor, less punishing to customers, and have more of a direct, fewer loopholes for shareholders and big owners of capital. So that's my policy. Anyway, go for it. I just wanted to explain the whole thing.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for sharing. I don't have enough info to speak on that, but it was a very interesting point.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about, or I can just get off?
I mean, I don't have anything to add to that. I don't have enough info on that. I normally don't debate or talk about things that I don't have very much info on, because I don't want to be inaccurate or speak falsely. So it's very interesting.
No, I get that.
I have my own reservations on it, but I don't have.
Topics.
But I don't have. I don't really have anything to speak on that one. But thanks for calling in. Thanks for popping in, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. Yeah. All right. Have a good one.
You too. Thanks.
Would you be willing to change topics?
I'm gonna hop off here. I think we're gonna just kind of switch off. I might be heading off here in a little bit. We're gonna be doing dinner, but I'll be on 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. So thanks for calling in and calling in. What am I saying? I get a mic and I feel like I'm all like. There's a whole heck of a lot of people that are compartmentalized in ideas that don't even interest me. So like that. Like, it sounds like a good idea. It also sounds like a bad idea, but I don't have any other input for it. So I'll just let them speak, and people that know more on that topic can internalize it and digest it, and hopefully they'll come up with a better idea than whatever we're in right now. Feels like the late stages of capitalism. I don't know what to do. Socialism doesn't work. Capitalism doesn't work. We're currently kind of in like a hybrid kind of thing. But the fact that corporations are starting to make money off of things that are necessary to people's survival makes me sick. The fact that I have a monopoly over my power right now, and a monopoly over my water right now, my water company is Aqua NC, and I fucking hate them. We're part of Duke Energy. I fucking hate them too. But I don't have any other thing to go to. I can dig a well, and that's like $8,000. I could put solar panels on the roof. That'll be like $12,000. But I don't have any other options. There's some people out there that, like Flint, Michigan, they don't even have clean water. They still don't have clean water. And the fact that corporations are making money off of people's survival, like insulin. You know that every single Republican voted against keeping insulin staying at $35 a month? They give you the illusion that you have an option. No, they don't even do that here. We only have Duke Energy because we have Sharon Harris that we get our nuclear energy from. We also have a community well. That's it. I mean, shit, if you look at Texas, right? There was, 209 people that died in the winter freeze in Texas? And did they do anything to upgrade their grids? Y'all better get your vaccine in Texas, because if the power goes out, you're going to be on a ventilator. So, yikes. I don't think y'all have seen. Check this out. I might just spin you. So, this right here, this is something I made in honor of Xander. Oh, come on out. call that Xander's. So, I bought this from Govee. I bought this. And then I made this with my 3D printer. So it ends up dulling it a little bit. Not too much, but just enough. Oh yeah, pretty fun. So, what do y'all want to chat about? I'm going to only be on for a little bit longer. I did my unboxing. I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy. Those of you who missed it, I got a gift from one of y'all, one of my followers. Got a new mic, so check me out on YouTube. It's in my bio here. Y'all made my birthday. That was amazing. We roasted a lot of Trumpers. We triggered a whole lot of Trumpers. We had a whole lot of fun with it. So, yeah. Thank you all for coming and hanging out with me. Yeah, of course. Of course. Thanks for all calling in and interacting with me. This is a good outlet for me because, you know, I like to end up debating. I like to talk to people. You guys are fantastic. And, you guys and gals and everybody, y'all are all fantastic. My mic looks good there. I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy. Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. Yeah. Thank you. I think I'm going to head out. I'm going to have some family time. Oh, crap. No, I'm not going to hang out. I got to do something up here. What's something I care about? In what realm? I have a lot of different cares from a lot of different things. That's cool. Were you here when I had said that I made this? I made that with my 3D printer. It's all plastic. It even has a lid. Like things that I collect. I don't really collect. Well, I guess 3D printers. I collect 3D printers. I actually have my grandpa's old pipe collection. He stopped smoking in the 70s. I did not design it. That's why I can't actually even sell these. I end up having to buy a license if I want to sell them. It's like $40 for the license. So if I sell it for $40, it doesn't make sense to just sell one. Welcome to. But I have my grandpa's pipe collection. He stopped smoking in the 70s, so everything was from the 70s and older. But I have some of his old Meerschaum pipes. I have his old. Weirdest thing I've ever printed? A plug. Yeah, a plug. That's one of the weirdest things I've ever printed. Well, you need a license to be able to sell things from other creators. So if you design an STL file and somebody sells it and they don't give you royalties and you didn't allow it, then you can end up suing the person. So everybody's got to get a piece. From your great-grandpa. That's cool. I have some of his old tobacco, too. Copyright. Yeah, copyright license. Yeah. Now, I mean, I'm a mechanical engineer. I build and design my own things, but just not that one. All right, YouTube. I'm going to hop off because I need to use my computer for things. But I love y'all. I don't think anyone's streaming. If you're on there, I'm sorry. I'm going to close the feed. I love you. Come join me on TikTok. I'm going to be on here for a little while. Love you, YouTube. Bye.